And I am calling this meeting of the Macomb Township Board of Trustees to order, and we will now say the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk Posey, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor. Trustee Cusimano?
Here.
Trustee Lucido?
Here.
Trustee Oliver?
Here.
Trustee Nevers?
Present.
Treasurer Drollet?
Here.
Clerk Posey here. Supervisor Viviano?
Here.
All members are present.
Thank you. Moving on to approval of the agenda. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections?
I have one correction, which is to item number 10, and it is an updated cost. The updated cost will be $11,060. The number that was used was inadvertently included paying by credit card, which added an additional 4%. So that number will be reduced to $11,060. That's all I have.
Motion to approve the agenda with the correction.
Support.
Any questions or discussion? Motion by Treasurer Gillette, supported by Trustee Nevers, to approve the agenda as corrected. Members, please vote.
It'll work.
Motion passes unanimously.
Populated.
Not a good start, Roger. Next item is approval of the bills.
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Is there any discussion on the bill run? Hearing none. Motion by Treasurer Gillette, supported by Trustee Cusimano, to approve the bill run. Members, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is to approve the previous meeting's minutes from July 24th, 2024.
So moved.
Trustee Kuzma supports the motion.
Any questions or discussion? Motion by Treasurer Gillette, supported by Trustee Cusimano, to approve the previous meeting's minutes. Members, please vote.
Not getting the dialogue box.
Try this one more time.
Doing so good.
Darn it.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. This will take us to our first public comment of the evening. This is for agenda items only. Anyone wishing to make comment may use the microphone on the right-hand side of the room. And I don't see anyone making a move to the microphone, so we're going to move on to the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda in its entirety.
Support. Ooh.
Any questions or discussion on any of the consent items? Finally popped up, Roger.
Mine didn't pop up.
Mine didn't.
It's
Um,
blank screen.
My screen turned black.
All right, we have a motion by Treasurer Gillette, supported by Clerk Posey, to approve the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. It's starting to catch up. At least mine did.
Mine caught up.
All right, this will take us to our first new business item. This is item number 8, request permission to purchase 3 mobile LED light towers from Federal Contracts Corporation in the amount of $28,516.50.
So moved.
Support.
Mr. DeCaro.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, board members. Parks and Recreation Department is requesting permission to purchase mobile LED light towers. The lighting will be used at Town Center Park for the Macomb Mustang practices, as well as our outdoor special events like Halloween hoopla and the tree lighting. They can also be used on site as generators, which will be helpful in case of emergencies. We'd like to purchase 3 light towers from Federal Contracts Corporation for $28,516.50. They are a member of the Sourcewell Cooperative Group. I've included the quote, the confirmation of process memo from the purchasing specialist. This is a budgeted item, and I'm available to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. DeCaro. Any questions or discussion?
Just one quick one.
Yep.
When they're not in use, are we gonna be able to store them inside?
Yes. We'll probably take them to 26.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you to Mr. Carl. I understand that these will be used by the Mustangs, the football practice for the kids, but it will also be used for cheerleading squads and others that
That's
practice
correct.
at the field. And with the daylight ending soon in a couple, too short a time, and it getting
right.
dark at 5:30, this would allow the kids to extend their practice time
right.
a little bit later.
So, as soon as daylight savings ends, it's, dark by 5 o'clock, so that's the difference.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have a few questions.
Sure.
Now, I understand that there's an exception to the purchasing policy that's being invoked. My question is other than going to the common, what's the?
Source well?
Source well.
Source well, is there any other steps or measures that, to make sure that what we're purchasing is for the best value? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. So, and Stacy can probably answer this better than I could, but I believe that when we go to a cooperative, that the bid has already been done by the state. So there's really no sense for us to bid it out. They've gotten a cooperative price, and we're getting the best value for it.
All right, thank you, because
Is that correct?
my question is,
Trustee Kuzmano, can I ask a slightly different question to maybe add some clarity? So Sal, I know Kenny did the research on this, did he look at various models and different
Yes.
units, different manufacturers?
Absolutely, yeah.
And he chose this one because he felt it best suited our needs?
Best suited our needs, and then
Then we
it
found-
happened to be source well.
Then we
so-
found a
right.
way to purchase it.
So that was, we didn't have to go through the whole process.
Okay.
Just to follow up that,
well, I did a Google search, and one was as low as, and I don't know if it's the exact same model, but one was as low as 7,500, which is, I think, almost $1,000 less than what's the purchase price. Now, obviously, they're different models, and the one that matched exactly was 10,093. Also, is the the freight rate also competitively sourced?
Is that,
I don't know if that's competitively sourced with Sourcewell or not.
Okay.
Have to
So all things being equal, it seems that we're right in the ballpark of the lowest one price that I saw online. Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee Kuzmano. Any other questions?
I did have one question if I could.
Yes.
I'm looking on there, it shows the lead time 4 to 8 weeks. Is it closer to 4 or closer to 8?
they know the situation that we're
Okay,
in.
good.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else?
For this year, not for next year.
Exactly.
Hearing none. We have a motion by Trustee Lucido, supported by Trustee Oliver, to purchase the 3 LED light towers from Federal Contracts Corp., $28,516.50. Members, please vote. You're just teasing me, aren't you, Robert?
I have the spinning wheel.
Me too.
Should we do,
Mine's internal, though.
should we do a voice vote?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Bart.
Thank you, Sal. Moving on to item 9. This is a request to award the epoxy floor refurbishment replacement project to Fire Station 3 and 4 to Wing Construction in the amount of $87,868.
So move.
Support.
Mr. Johnson.
All right. Good evening, Board. The fire department, excuse me, is looking to strip the floors of fire stations 3 and 4, change the color of the floor to match the public safety building, and then put epoxy down to protect those floors from damage. The lowest responsible bidder was Wing Construction. The confirmation of process memo is included, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Kevin. Any questions or discussion?
One real quick, if I may, Mr. Chair, through you. How many bids were there?
4 bids.
4 bids. Thank you.
let's get one.
Yes, go ahead, Charlie.
Will will anything be out of service for a long time, or is it a day job, or?
I haven't asked that question yet. It should go pretty quick. Nothing should be out of service. But we'll have the pre-construction meeting, if you will, and we'll get that all squared away and get a timeline going, but it shouldn't take too long.
The bays will be out of service while the epoxy's curing, but
Okay,
Yeah.
it doesn't take too long.
good. Thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none, motion by Treasurer Gillette, supported by Clerk Posey, to award the epoxy refurbishment at fire stations 3 and 4 to Wing Construction, the amount of $87,868. Try this one more time. Members, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to item 10, this is a request to approve the purchase of GPS equipment from Discovery Management Group in the amount of $11,060.
So move.
Support.
Kevin?
All right, so this, last year we came to the board for this exact same GPS equipment. It's been working very well for us, and actually need a second one because we've been doing so much GPSing for water, sanitary, storm, and fire department's also in the need for it because they want to locate their fire department connections and their Knox boxes for every business in the township. So we're going to utilize this in multiple aspects and multiple departments, and just looking for your approval to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, motion by Treasurer Gillette, supported by Clerk Posey, to approve the purchase of GPS equipment from Discovery Management Group in the amount of $11,060. Members, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is number 11, request to approve the final one-year contract extension for custodial services with master maintenance, the amount of $284,046.04. Is there a motion?
So move.
Support.
Kevin?
Okay, with some of the background of this contract, so we've been using them for a few years now. The original bid was for the rec center cleaning at $115,647 and the DPW at $15,560. Last year, we included additional services, which is to potentially, clean carpets, clean the tile floors, things like that, for $23,185. With the addition for today, there's an additional exercise equipment clean of $4,602 to clean the equipment at the rec center. And then there was two more items, as with the potential retirement of the person cleaning the town hall, and the void of missing somebody in facilities and grounds, we were looking at getting a quote for cleaning town hall and cleaning public safety through this company. So it was $57,492 to clean town hall through this company, and public safety was $67,560, which includes public safety and the sheriff's side of the building, which is a rather large building. So with that total, it's coming to $284,046.04, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Kevin. So just to clarify a couple of things that Kevin discussed there, and Sal, you can chime in on the equipment cleaning part. So that was added because there's challenges finding some of the labor to help at the rec center. So this will alleviate a labor concern. So it's not a completely added expense. We're actually saving the labor of the employees that we would have been trying to hire to clean. Yeah, clean. We also lost a part-time employee that was handling public safety building. He retired. So our skilled maintenance labor has been pitching in the interim, keeping that building clean. But we have other duties we would prefer them to be doing. And then we do have our custodial staff person, Arnold, has announced his retirement in November. HR does intend to do a search for new staff. We hope to find somebody. If so, we won't exercise the option on the public safety building or on cleaning this building. But we need something as a backup. New employees get turnover. We don't want to be caught shorthanded, having trash pile up and things not cleaned and safe. So The reason those options are out there is because we potentially have a gap. We don't have one yet, but we might. Hopefully I made that clear.
So if I just clarify your clarification, we're approving this amount, but we may not utilize that full amount that's being approved if we hire internally somebody to clean this building and the fire station one.
Correct. Jeff and I, HR Director Tabaka and I and Kevin had a discussion about internal staff versus keeping it outsourced to a third party. We think we can save money, about $30,000, by hiring replacement staff off of what we normally would be spending for a third party company to do the cleaning in those two locations.
Did we look at any market rates on, before deciding to move forward with the extension? I know that in a lot of cases lately, we want to extend because when these contracts were signed, the inflation was much lower. And, so extensions were built into the contracts that now reflect the value compared to, what it was anticipated. Do you know if we had a chance to look into what the market rates are out there on?
We did not do, this is a contract renewal. And again, you're correct. We put we build those renewals in because it gives us a certainty of an amount to re-up with the same company, as opposed to going out to the market and not knowing what we're going to get. Although Kevin did remind me that when we did go out for bid 2 years ago, I think it was 2.5 years ago, this company came in by far the lowest.
And they've kept their rates the same every year, so it hasn't gone up in price.
So does this represent any increase in price?
The only increase in price would be the additional services.
Additional services, right.
It's not the hourly cost.
Right, so the hourly cost is the same. And
Yes.
That's what I was kind of referring to when we signed these contracts 3 years ago or whenever it might have been. Inflation has gone up substantially, so exercising some of these extensions is likely, the best value.
Right. And to be clear, the amount that we would be spending for sure would be $158,994.04. We would be spending. The difference between that, $125,052, depends on, like what Supervisor said, if we find employment or help.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, have the department heads expressed satisfaction with the services of this company?
The sale? Yes?
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Trustee Kuzma. Any other?
Just
Go ahead,
one
Charlie.
quick- I don't know, you or Sal. The gym equipment, is it weekly, monthly?
3 days a week.
3 days a week? How many people does it take to do that?
It's gonna be, their crew will just stay. longer.
Right, that'll be their, okay. All right. And what they do is wipe them down and,
Yeah, they'll deep clean them all.
okay. All right, that's important too. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, hearing no more questions. Motion by Treasurer Gillette, supported by Trustee Oliver, to approve the 1-year contract extension for custodial services with master maintenance in a maximum amount of $284,046.04. Members, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is a request to approve a cost increase for custodial services agreement with Supply Den, not to exceed $50,000.
So moved.
Support.
Kevin?
All right, so this one is specifically for cleaning supplies, not for additional custodial services. So we budgeted for not to exceed 40,000 at the last, when we approved this. As you can see through the attachment, we've been pretty close to our spending, which means we've been spending appropriately for each department. We just needed some additional cleaning supplies. The anticipated cost would be roughly $48,600 we're going to spend. I just put not to exceed 50,000 just in case an unforeseen expense needed to occur. But I'm looking for not to exceed 50,000, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, motion by Clerk Posey, supported by Treasurer Gillette, to approve the custodial supplies agreement with Supply Den not to exceed $50,000. Members, please vote. No?
That is one more time.
Oh, okay, something's there. Oops.
Nope. Swing and a miss.
Oh,
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I have a point of order.
Yes.
My question is, we voted on the agenda item 11
Yes.
in the amount of 284,4604.
Yes.
My notes show it had been changed to 158,994 and 4 cents. Did I get it wrong?
Did we change that amount for this part of the motion? No.
That did not change what I was saying with that one. The motion was the 284,000.
Was the amount not, basically is an amount not to exceed.
That's the amount we will be spending for sure. The 158.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Yeah, I think when I rephrased it when I made the final motion as a maximum amount of,
All right, thank you. Just wanted to make sure for.
that's if we exercised all the options.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item 13. This is the reconsideration of the sale, the method of sale for 2156023 Mile Road.
So move.
Support.
Stacy?
Good evening. I'm asking for reconsideration on the method of sale from for sale by owner to listing it with our broker. When Mr. Viviano had contacted our broker about possibly getting it listed on the MLS site, they generously offered to list it themselves without charging us any of their fees. So we would just still have our normal closing costs, which we would have even if we were doing it for sale by owner. So we figured since they have more experience and the purchasing department has never sold a home before, we thought that may be the best method. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. So that is exactly what happened. I contacted Mr. Rubino, who's been our broker at Pilot Property Group, and while they normally do commercial property, when I told them our situation, trying to put this property back on the market in an as-is condition, and we didn't want to pay brokerage fees because we knew it had some challenges. Because of he was long-standing relationship with them, he's very grateful that the work we have been doing with them over the past few years, and he said, I'd be happy to do that for the township as a gift, and I'll just waive my fee. So I said, as long as everybody else agrees, I'm good with that.
So, Mr. Chair, just a question. Does that mean that they would be doing the showing of the home to potential buyers instead of Stacy running over there and meeting potential buyers and walking through
Yes.
the house?
They will do. It'll be hands-off on our part, just like any other property sale. We will, of course, still pay any closing costs that come up. But yeah, they'll show it. They'll take care of the paperwork. They'll run it through the title work company and everything. So, any more questions? Probably should modify the motion.
What?
We open it as a reconsideration. So,
Motion to approve the use of
Pilot Property Group.
Pilot Property Group to
list.
market and list the property and facilitate helps with the sale of the property at 2156023 Mile Road in Macomb at no cost to the township.
Okay.
Support.
If no more questions, motion by Clerk Posey, the other way around. Motion by Treasurer Gillette, supported by Clerk Posey, to approve this listing of 2156023 Mile Road with Pilot Property Group. All in favor? Members, please vote. At no cost to the township. You said way too many words.
I want to be very comprehensive.
Motion carries unanimously. Last item on the agenda today is a request to reclassify a DPW employee, Mr. Ted Morency. Is there a motion?
So move. Support.
Support.
Charlie moved, I supported.
Mr. Tabaka.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and board members. The DPW department is requesting to reclassify Ted Morency from utility worker to advanced utility worker. Ted has completed his 2 years of employment and has obtained his S4 certification to qualify him for this next step. No additional manpower will be needed with this move. This is a budgeted position, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Tabaka. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, motion by Trustee Oliver, supported by Treasurer Gillette, to approve the reclassification of DPW employee Ted Morency. Members, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. All right, well, this takes us to our second public comment. This is for non-agenda items. If anyone wishes to make public comment, please use the microphone on the right-hand side of the room. I don't see anybody present making a move to the microphone, so we're going to move on to board comments. What do you got, Pete?
Just a couple of things. One, thank you to the residents of Macomb Township for the primary. I appreciate being voted in once again. And congratulations to all my colleagues and to Dr. Papa. Hopefully he'll be joining this board and, work along with us for the next 4 years. Hate to see Nancy go, but I will welcome Ron with open arms. To Pilot Property Group, just a great group over there. I really appreciate that. I mean, that's definitely going to help us out. I think it's a better route to go. And, to do it pro bono like that really means a lot. And then for the lights at Town Center Park, I mean, having been a coach for the Macomb Mustangs, that is going to help them immensely. We used to all huddle around one light because that's all we could get out there, and we would try and run 5 different teams around one light tower out there. It becomes impossible after 6 o'clock to even see. So, we can't even start those practices until 6 o'clock. So that is going to help out immensely. So thank you to everybody involved in that. And that's it.
Trustee Nevers.
Yes, I would like to extend my congratulations to the entire staff of our trustees and to our supervisor for successfully running good campaigns and winning.
Thank you. Trustee Oliver.
Kind of the same thing. I want to thank everyone for coming out and voting. Thank the people that supported me to get reelected. Appreciate all that. I want to thank the clerk's office and her staff for all their hard work. And even though they got to do it again in November, still thank you for August. And last, Stacey, I still think you'd be a good realtor. But we're glad to take it off your hands. And that's it.
Thank you, Trustee Oliver. Trustee Kuzmano.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to thank the voters as well for pulling this group through the primary. I'm proud to be a member of this board and look forward to further service after the general election. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Trustee Kuzmano. Treasurer Gillette.
I don't know how you people made it through that election. No, I'm just kidding. I look forward to another 4 years of a great group. I agree we'll be very sad to lose Nancy. We're very fortunate Mr. Papa looks very enthused and wants to be a very strong contributing member of the group. So I think we're going to have another great 4 years of accomplishment in the community. And I would like to echo Pete's words. We put a lot of effort into helping kids with recreation in this township, whether it's at Corners Park primarily with baseball, and we have soccer fields and so forth. So I'm really pleased that we can do something to help the football kids, the cheerleaders, and still use those as backup generators and have other event use of those lights.
Thank you. Clerk Posey.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisors. I just wanted to give an update on our August 6th primary election. 70% of Macomb Township voters voted by absent voter ballot, 4% voted at our early voting site, and 26 voted in their precinct on Election Day for a 23% turnout. Congratulations to all my colleagues that were reelected, and also to Mr. Papa, who will be our newest trustee in November. We are already working on the November 5th general election. I would like to remind everyone that early voting will be available for all elections as it is now required by law. We get a lot of questions if early voting will be available for the next election, so I just want to clarify that it is available for all elections. And the site will remain at the Macomb Township Rec Center beginning Saturday, October 26th, ending Sunday, November 3rd, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I would like to take this moment to extend my deepest gratitude for the vital role my staff, the township employees, and election workers played in ensuring the success of our recent election. Your dedication, professionalism, and hard work are the backbone of our democratic process. Thank you for your long hours, your attention to detail, and your unwavering commitment to fairness and accuracy. Your efforts helped me make it possible for every voice to be heard and every vote to count. I appreciate your service to our community and our country. Your contribution is invaluable, and I am grateful for your continued dedication to Macomb Township elections. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess I too want to echo what everyone else has commented here. Thank you to all the Macomb Township voters who came out and participated in the primary. Very grateful for the opportunity to continue to serve as township supervisor, and I'm especially grateful that I get to do it on this board. And with that, I don't have anything else to add tonight.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
Any questions or discussion? Motion by Treasurer Gillette, supported by Trustee Nevers to adjourn the meeting. Members, please vote.
We're adjourned at 7:01.
Motion passes unanimously. This meeting is adjourned.